Now let's take a look at the forecast for 2014. Here we see kind of a rebound in that device business. Just sticking with the lines, the black line moves back up again. And the main reason for that we're forecasting is a return to growth in many economies. So we're going to see, even though average selling price for these devices is going to continue to be under pressure, the volumes are going to more than compensate for that. So we're going to see a return to growth in the device area. The business-to-business areas are going to remain strong, particularly with software and IT services. So our forecast for 2014 is a more normal type of growth at 3.1% overall and 2.8% for business-to-business. Now, I'm going to share where we think other areas of technology are going to go in the future and why, but I want you to remember that as we leave the information technology markets, that these are the numbers. Roughly and fairly consistently through 2014 to 2017, we're going to be averaging at about that 3% overall growth rate. This is a little bit more detail, and this information is available to you in slides. So if any of you sell products or services into these markets, you don't have to take notes. We can get copies of this presentation to you. And I've highlighted some of the faster growing areas. But those are the devices, again, the data center, enterprise software, IT services, telecommunications, and then overall. From 2011 going up through 2014, and both the absolute currency amount as well as the growth rate. And the top three areas are those devices. They are going to rebound, as well as enterprise software and IT services. So those are the areas of real strength. The next slide breaks it down by industry. So for those of you who sell into various industries, the first two columns on the left are the absolute currency size of those industries for IT and the percent share of each industry. So banking and financial services, big industry in Charlotte, is 17% of the overall market. And you can see, I've highlighted again, those areas, those industries that are going to grow the top five highest growing industries for IT spending over the period 2014 to 2017. So healthy growth, above 3.5%, 4% in these industries. Healthcare, communications and media, and transportation are forecasted to grow above the average. Okay? So I know I'm covering a lot of material quickly, but I want to get into these emerging trends because I think that's where the real interest will be. These are the top 10. This comes from our annual CEO survey, and we concentrated. I'm going to take the data that came from North America because I think that would be of most interest to you. These are the top priorities looking forward to 2014. What we saw in this year's data, different from the prior year, was more of an emphasis on growth. We think that that reflects the fact that CEOs are gaining confidence in our overall economy in North America. So a widening of the gap between the focus on growth versus cost reduction, which is healthy. It's indicative of investment. And we're finally going to see some of that money on the balance sheets being put to better use. And the areas that they're going to focus on are customers, sales, and marketing, customer-facing activities to get that growth.